You're all good. I assume the power is back. Um, let's see how many other people show up. Great, Summer. So today, you know what? Gut health is such a big thing. So I thought that I would divide it into however many segments we need. Uh, because it's a lot. It's a lot. The gut is like a whole body by itself, you know? Your gut is like a body inside your body. So there's really, really a lot going on in the gut. So we're going to take it step by step. So, and do several videos so that I'm not sitting here for 5 hours trying to tell you about gut health. If you guys can share this out, that would be so nice. I don't know how to share. Yazi, I'm useless. I should have researched this yesterday, but of course I did not. When I finished, I did not research it. But please, if you can, I don't know whether you can just copy link. Hello, Duchess and Ndlovukazi Ninjani. If you can share it, maybe just copy link and just go drop it at Nkanyezi page, um, so people know I'm here. Otherwise, well, I think we should carry on. So, welcome, you guys. I wanted to talk about gut health because there's a little secret about your gut that many people who are not medically trained don't know. And that secret is the gut is like a second brain. Now, I have a picture that I posted on the page, and I'm going to show the picture here again. Is this picture here? Take a look at that, right? Like nature is so amazing. This is your brain, and this is your gut. Just look at that physiological structure and tell me it is not a case of as above, so below. Huh? It is, right? So, what do I want to tell you? What is the connection? The connection is that the brain is actually very much connected to your gut. And the gut is usually called the second brain because it has a nervous system. It's called the vagus nervous system in here itself, right? It has neurons, just like the brain has neurons. So how does this actually operate? In your gut, probably around this part, in your colon, there lives bacteria. And I know somebody's going, bacteria. Yes. As human beings, we are colonized by billions and billions and billions of bacteria, both externally and internally. So if we're talking about the gut, we're talking about millions and millions of bacteria. These bacteria that are in your gut serve a purpose. And the purpose is this: when you take food in, right? These bacteria are helpful in digestion of this food. And in exchange, they release what are called neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that are picked up by nervous system like cells, and then these are transported to your brain. So that is the brain gut connection. It's a real thing. So your gut is your second brain. And here it is. I've got a picture. There it goes. Right? Sorry, the writing is backward. I don't know what to do about that. But I'm just showing you that here you have your gut. Is this upside down? Totally. No. So here you have your brain and here you have your gut, right? So then food is digested here. Neurotransmitters pick up certain chemicals and feed it to your brain. Your brain picks up these neurotransmitters, and then your brain uses this information to release feel good hormones like your serotonin, like your dopamine, oxytocin. There are several of them. Why are they called feel good hormones? Because that's why sometimes you eat a really good, healthy meal, you feel great. It's because of that release. But here is a downside. The release of these chemicals from your gut to your brain is dependent on what food you're putting in your gut. Meaning to say, it is dependent on the health of these bacteria that are in your gut. Now, one of the biggest problems that we have in terms of maintaining what we call the gut biome is antibiotics. Because remember, antibiotic is something that you take in order to kill a bacteria. So let's say you have an ear infection. You go to the doctor and the doctor says, we need to prescribe an antibiotic, say amoxicillin. You're going to take this twice a day for 14 days. Don't stop. Finish it. Otherwise, that infection will continue, right? So you go home, you start your course. Women in particular will notice this because the vagina also has a balance of these bacteria. Once you put an antibiotic in, number one, it will kill off and cause an imbalance in the bacteria in your gut. Now, once that happens, it means that the food you're consuming cannot get converted to these neurotransmitters that go to the brain. If this issue is not fixed, guess what? Now your brain stops producing its normal hormones that make you feel healthy and feel good. Those are just normal things that should be released. It stops. Suddenly you're starting to get depressed. And then you don't understand, why am I depressed? And most people who are not conscious cannot become aware that, no, man, I'm starting to feel like this since I started taking this antibiotic. I've been on day 4 or 5. Suddenly I'm feeling fatigued. Suddenly I'm feeling depressed or sad or moody. If you're not conscious, you're not going to pick that connection up. Now, why is this so important? This is so important because antibiotics are not the only thing that destroy your gut biome, right? They're not. The type of foods you eat, for example, starchy food, sugar. Sugar is not your friend. Sugar is not your friend, has never been your friend, will never be your friend. Therefore, overconsumption of sugar causes in your gut an overgrowth of fungi, right? These fungi will chow your good bacteria, and then the cycle begins again. Now you don't have your good bacteria. Now you're not getting your neurotransmitters made, right? Now you're not releasing the good depression. You need to watch sugar, guys. Sugar is the biggest poison that has ever been put into the human food system. Now, why I said starchy food is because things like papa is nothing but pure sugar. Why do I say that? It has no other nutritional value other than as sugar, meaning your carbohydrates, your starch gets converted in your body. You're eating your papa, né? All it does is it gets converted into sugar. Now, studies have shown, before people will be like, yeah, well, you need all that energy. People are actually showing that the body prefers energy from the breakdown of fats. And I'm going to talk about that in another live. I don't want to complicate this one. Therefore, starchy foods, sugar, carbonated drinks that have sugar, what do you call these? Like they're sugar replacements, right? Those cancer-causing things, that aspartame is one of them, right? Those things. Chemicals that are found in the environment also cause a death to those bacteria that are in your gut. Now, remember, these bacteria have a relationship with you that we call symbiotic. What does that mean? It's a mutually beneficial relationship. You give them food, they chew the food. In exchange, they release neurotransmitters, and it goes up the vagus nerve. It goes to your brain. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody's happy. But now, once you start destroying them, your brain is deprived of very necessary nutrients it requires to produce those hormones that make you feel like a healthy, normal human being. Number one. Number two, you start to feel foggy, right? You start to feel foggy because if this condition is prolonged and is not healed, you become chronically fatigued. Ever heard of chronic fatigue syndrome, where you are just exhausted? Most times, if your gut biome is healed and fixed, you will be just fine. There is another problem too with some of these foods that we eat. You eat them, right? Remember, in your gut, it's a balance of bacteria. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones. That's why, the gut is a very scary place, if you ask me. Ooh. So now, if you are destroying the good bacteria, there is an overgrowth of the bad bacteria. These bad bacteria are so bad that they release a toxin that can chew holes into your gut and create a condition that is called leaky gut syndrome. What does that mean? So now you have holes in your gut. Things that are not supposed to be in your bloodstream end up in your bloodstream. And how do they show up in your body? Allergic reactions. Allergies to food are usually as a result of leaky gut syndrome. Because now you've got all this stuff in the blood, the immune system says, hey man, we're sensing something that shouldn't be here. Mounts a response. What causes the allergy is your own immune system mounting a response to these creepy crawlies and these nasty toxins in your blood, because it's attacking them, because basically they don't belong there. So now your immune system doesn't distinguish much. So now it's attacking. So your own immune system, like your histamine. Histamine is one of those that will cause all sorts of allergic reactions. So now what are you going to get? You're going to get psoriasis. You're going to get eczema. You're going to get acne, untreatable acne. This is why I tell you, Western medicine don't got nothing on us. You're going to go to your doctor and your doctor will be like, or your dermatologist will be like, no, yeah, you know what? Let's give you an antibiotic. Meanwhile, your acne is because of leaky gut, caused because your bacteria in your tummy are already messed up. So now he gives you an antibiotic to get rid of that infection. Your gut is now kaput because whatever you had left of those little bacteria, the good one, is gone. So now you've got a huge population of the bad bacteria. They continue pumping what is called exotoxins, which continue puncturing holes in your gut, and your acne doesn't go anywhere. Your acne seems to be flourishing. Your acne has a life of its own. You guys ever had these pimples that literally look like they have a life of their own? They look like they are living and breathing, you know? So, why do I say this? I say this because just because somebody presents with a certain condition doesn't mean that that condition needs to be treated in the conventional way. This is where spiritualists come in. Think about ischito. What do you think is happening? If we go in, yes, we can treat it topically. But what is the one thing that we do? We cleanse the blood. Why? Because somewhere, somehow, we understand as African doctors, healers, that there is something that is now in the bloodstream and your immune system is mounting a response against this thing. And that response is what's causing you these big old ugly looking things. Right? There is a science to it, and maybe one day I'll do it when I have the energy, and I'll draw it out for the healers who really want to understand. That's why we do, the first thing is we cleanse the gut when someone has ischito. We give imbiza to kill whatever is in there. then we induce either going this way. Upalaza is not a good idea. But basically, after a series of days on a certain imbiza, right? We then give you a medicine that will cleanse your gut, get rid of everything. We do that for a reason, because we understand that there's been some mess up going on in there. And we need to get rid of this that is messing up with the bacteria in there and causing this allergic reaction. Oh, I've just explained how the science behind Istrito. Okay, right. So, do you guys get where I'm going with this? This brain gut connection is essential. Like this, your brain cannot function if your gut is not well. If your brain is not well, then your gut cannot function. So, the question then becomes, okay, how do I know if I have leaky gut? How do I know if my bacteria are messed up? Simple. If you're eating pap, if you are eating excess sugar, if you are drinking alcohol, if you are a smoker of cigarettes, plus, plus, if you are doing those things, and I'm not making this up, I actually have it written here. Caffeinated drinks, too much coffee will mess you up too. And I like my coffee, oh my God. So all these things are messing up your gut. So I can tell you right now, including myself, I probably maybe not have leaky gut, but I know for sure that my gut bacteria are not in balance. How do I know this? Oh, because every now and then I have a little alcohol. I also know that sometimes I'm eating potato chips, which are high in chemicals, which are high in additives and starch, potato, and therefore sugar. I know, I know. So I can safely say that would I need a gut cleanse and detox and then a restoration of my bacterial biome? I think I need one. Matter of fact, we might do one together after we finish this series. Don't pressure me, okay? I will come back to you. But I will definitely be posting recipes of things that you can do for yourself to give a thorough gut cleanse. Once that's cleansed, then those bacteria will grow back naturally by themselves, but we will help the growth of the good bacteria versus the bad bacteria, right? So what as I'm trying to show you is this is just that brain gut connection. These are the little bacteria that are all up in here that literally have this feedback loop. So now it can be a positive feedback loop, right? Positive meaning that this relationship is very healthy, but it can also be a negative feedback loop, meaning that once depression happens here because these guys are not well, that depression goes back here and further depresses or kills more of these. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a negative feedback loop, whereas it could be a positive feedback loop. Right. Now, most of you are probably sitting there saying, oh, this is too much biology, it's too much science. But you know what, guys? I need you to understand what's going on. No, part of what we do at Kemet is raising consciousness. Knowledge is power. When you know what is going on in your body, I believe, quite frankly, you will make better decisions about what you do with this physical body of yours, right? So, what are good foods for a healthy gut? Your non-starchy vegetables, morojo, kale, broccoli, carrots, things like butternut, because butternut has very low starch, right? Beans are good if you can tolerate it because there is an enzyme in beans that some people's bodies cannot tolerate and they end up bloated. So if you can tolerate beans, by all means, legumes, beans are good for you. Nuts are good for you. Different kinds of nuts. If you like ground nuts or peanuts, as some people call it, if you like cashews, especially raw, try to eat your nuts raw, guys. And I will explain that when I talk about the raw food diet and why you want to eat as close to raw as is possible most of the time, right? So that's another life for another day. So your nuts raw, your legumes, of course, carrots, beetroot. I'll put a list of things because it's too much to enumerate. Then there are some foods that are called prebiotic foods. What are those foods? Like onion, leeks, garlic. What do we mean by prebiotic? If you know something about onion and garlic, is that they are natural antibacterial. The beauty of them is they help in keeping in check the negative bacteria so that there isn't an overgrowth. So, by all means, use your onion in cooking. By the way, red onion is better than white onion. We'll go into that another day. And raw onion is better than cooked onion. And we'll go into that another day. Right? So, do eat your garlic. Again, raw garlic is probably way better, but garlic supplements, which we will talk about at another point when we deal with supplements, are excellent. So, if you add a garlic supplement, just garlic in a capsule or in powder form to your food, you will be killing many birds with one stone. We'll talk about that another time. High fiber foods. What do we mean by high fiber foods? Things like okra. I know a lot of people who are like, "Mm." In fact, I have okra in the fridge. I should have brought it and shown you guys, and I should have drank some before you. Okra, you know that sliminess that you see? That is soluble fiber. It is extremely good for the gut because it coats the gut and helps the gut to heal. So, okra. What else is high fiber? Things like moroho. Moroho, very high fiber. A lot of your leafy green vegetables will also be high in fiber. When it comes to grains, hey, yo, stay away from pap. You guys are going to think I'm an anti-papist. I'm not. Yeah, if I tell you how much I love pap, yo, but I don't touch white pap any longer because I know better. Your pap, if you get it from sorghum, if you get it from millet, things like teff. Teff is an Ethiopian indigenous grain, ancient grain. You can make pap out of it. So those are very high. Sweet potato is also very high in fiber. Yes, it's sweet and you might think too much sugar, but let me tell you, that versus pap, you're better off eating sweet potato than eating pap any day. Also, with your sweet potatoes, here's a hint: if you bake them or even if you boil them, wash them thoroughly, leave the skin on. You'll thank me later because there's a lot of goodies in the skin of sweet potato. Fermented foods. Where are the Basutu with ting? Ting, ting is, you see, our ancestors knew. That fermenting of the thing is because they knew that it's good for your gut. And literally, all fermented things are good for the bacteria in your gut. So, if you can have ting, maheu, the way we make it in Zimbabwe, requires fermenting, and we don't make it with maize meal. Mostly, we make it with sorghum, right? So the only reason we have ipapa when we're making maheu is so that the sprouted grain, the sprouted sorghum, has something to ferment. Fermentation is a process that requires sugar. So your pap there is the sugar that is going to be fermented. And so as it's fermented, there's less sugar, there's more of the fermented brew, which is also very good for your gut. Ne? Now, umlungu will tell you buy probiotics. What are probiotics? These are capsules that contain bacteria. Yo, ah, ah. Mina, ngiyakungconfirm umlungu, I will never trust. Because now you're taking in external bacteria that they've cultured in a lab and then they've put in a capsule. Take it. Why not just work with healing your gut and having your own bacteria that are in your gut grow? Because the recommendations in the textbooks is like you're supposed to be taking a probiotic every day, meaning to say every day I must be taking a dose of bacteria. No, not crazy, never been crazy, never will be crazy enough to trust umlungu with my life and my health. Right? So I hope you guys understand that part. The leaky gut is a serious problem. And yes, you can heal it yourself, but there are supplements that we use as traditional healers to deal with the leaky gut and even to deal with this whole probiotic issue. But guys, there are things you can do for yourselves at home. I'm telling you, I cannot stress this enough, and you will hear this probably on every single live that I do moving forward. Barb is not your friend. Apart from the fact that it is a GMO, non indigenous grain, its high starch levels are literally what is making over 90% of us sick. We are sick people walking. That's why when I started this, I said, well, practically all of us have probably got some issue with our gut, right? Now, when you think of gut instinct, listen to your gut instinct. We also know that just like the brain is the seat of spirituality, so too is the gut. That's why we talk about the gut instinct. So you mess that system up, you might miss a lot of important information spiritually that is going on around you. Someone saying, I cannot tolerate antibiotics without probiotic tablets. Yeah, again, you see, sell you an antibiotic, sell you the solution to your problem. We strip you of your bacteria in the hope of curing something. But guess what? We're going to sell you this one to fix that problem. The nature of umlung. There are ways, guys, that you can use herbs and traditional medicines to help yourself. And I'm going to put some of these up. Some I will be talking about. So if you know that you would like to fix your gut, you can message me and I can direct you as to where you can get what you need to get. Some of this is stuff you can get yourselves over the counter. But then again, when it comes to supplements and imithi yesintu, I would really not advise for you to just go to Faraday or My and go looking for things. However, we, GEK Health, Mina, Umkulu, can provide you with the things that you need. Whatever it is you need. Like I right now am saying to all of us who are here, why don't we find a date at which we will do a gut cleanse? I will write out what we need to do, and we will do a 3-day gut cleanse together. I'll tell you what you need. You can get all your stuff. I will do it literally with you guys because I need one. Currently, I know that I need one. Things are happening here. It's showing me that something is not okay with the gut. And I know why, because I've just been doing the things, you know. So if you guys are interested, let me know. And then we can, yes, antibiotics give you thrush because what they do is they kill your good bacteria and they help see your good bacteria like in your lady parts. Do you know what it's there for? It's there to maintain pH balance. So when you add an antibiotic, you kill those good bacteria. Guess what happens? There's an overgrowth of fungus. That is thrush. Thrush is candidiasis. Candidiasis is an overgrowth of fungus in the vagina. Now, we have herbs that deal with that very effectively. Been using it myself, been using it with a lot of my patients. So that even if you go and even antibiotics, see, guys, I'm going to get you off all this. Like, we have, African medicine is the best in the world. And everything else that you see is founded on information that they got from us. And I'm not talking information, but the very herbs, they now, you know that, okay, here's a story that's going to knock you out. Antibiotic. Do you know that our ancestors knew? You know, they say penicillin was the first antibiotic ever created. Let me tell you something. Oh, cocoa bed. And I remember this, my grandmother used to do it. She used to take a maize cob. There is a part, you know, the hairy things. And she would let them grow mold. And she would take that mold and she would put it on our cuts. What is that? And they would heal. Antibiotic ointment. This is knowledge that they had and had passed down. Meanwhile, they'll tell you that Louis Pasteur is the father of The antibiotic. He discovered it when a piece of bread grew some mold, and he thought, let me see and let me try this. Amanga wonke. We've been knowing about natural antibiotics forever. That you don't have to manufacture in a lab and grow a bunch of bacteria. Here's the thing about these probiotics and antibiotics. Okay, the antibiotic, I understand. The probiotic is scary because do you know how bacteria mutate? They change their DNA sequence so rapidly. And and they're creating in batches, right? These probiotics, and they're telling people, take this, take this. Guys, the rate at which bacteria mutate, how safe are we with the so-called probiotics? Meanwhile, we have our own way of keeping our guts healthy through fermented foods, right? Through leafy green vegetables, right? Am I here to the way they were traditionally made? So I want you to raise your consciousness around health and understand that this whole big conspiracy that is out there to kill us is not just using one sector only. It is a multi-sectored approach. So, Tina, our job as Bagwantu who know what we know is to spread this information. Because ngeke awine umlungu, never. We will not allow that, and we will not go down like that. And we're also helped by the fact that we have a very strong, we would have been gone by now, put it that way. But Ndomnyama, we are amazing. Like, we are super amazing in terms of our strength. What we need to do is learn in this current time to manage our health, to minimize the toxicity we are exposing ourselves to, and to maximize on boosting our own immune system to fight whatever they may put in the air that is supposed to destroy us. If we can do that, they are on their way out. Those are just facts. They are on their way out. Anyway, that was not supposed to be that. You guys, you mustn't get me off my tangent. It's all intertwined. You see how it's all interlinked? It's hard to separate things out because my brain, as umuntu, is a brain that is wired for connectivity. Ankoni, I am not able to do like Umlung, who says, okay, today we are going to deal, this is a biology class and this is it. Because my brain is wired to make connections just the way things in the universe are connected, as above, so below. So I'm always going to be trying to make you guys see these connections and have these aha moments for yourselves. That's growth, right? So I will put up some graphics about what foods you can eat so that you restore your gut health. Here's another thing. Coconut oil. Very, very good for you. You can put coconut oil with some balsamic vinegar and throw it on your salad. In fact, if you could substitute that canola oil, canola is a GMO. It's a GMO plant. Even vegetable oil, they use rapeseed to create vegetable oil, GMO. If you could get organic raw coconut and substitute that for your cooking, you will change your life, you will change your family's health. The nice thing about having a big old jar of coconut in the kitchen like I do is you can take some and put it in your hair when you need to. Like, we have our things, guys. Another good oil for you is palm oil. Palm oil, that I call it the red oil. Oh, the anointed oil. I'm gonna do a live on oils only, African oils, so that you guys know. There is a thing called edible shea butter. Shea butter, edible. Please don't go and buy the industrial one that we're all using to make our skin things, because I mean, it's pure enough, but I don't know whether it's pure enough to eat. But you can get edible shea butter. Some people, because it's so thick, you can actually spread it on toast instead of eating the GMO-fied butter that comes from GMO cows and GMO milk, tossing all that out. So, healthy fats, again, avocado is very good for you, right? Uh, Fruit, please do fruit in moderation because fruit does contain fructose, which is a sugar that in excess can also cause this an imbalance in uh, your gut bacteria. So it can cause an overgrowth of fungi. So you want to be careful with the fruit. And the kind of fruit you want to eat is high fiber fruit, right? Banana is very high in fiber, but also you don't want to eat 6 bananas in one go because bananas are very high in sugar. It's fructose, not glucose, but if you have it in excess, it will have the same effect as glucose, right? Oranges are very good as a fruit to eat. They are high in fiber, as you know. You're chewing all those things, oranges. Pineapple is an excellent fruit to eat if it's in season and you have it. Um, Guys, you guys at home are so blessed. At the time of mango, eat your mangoes, baby. Those things are so good for you. They are not only good for your gut, but they are also good for other things because they contain other small liana goodies, which we will talk about later, that are good for your overall health, right? One of the things people don't realize about leaky gut and the destruction of your gut biome is that arthritis, many Black people, and notice the level of arthritis that is found in Black people. Why is it disproportionate? Actually, everything about us is disproportionately higher than white people. But why arthritis? Because remember what I said with leaky gut, you're getting stuff into your bloodstream, your body mounts an autoimmune response because it's trying to get rid of these things that are in your blood. But as a byproduct, these same antibodies are now going to start attacking certain of your joints. So leaky gut is very much linked to arthritis. And you're finding younger and younger people getting arthritis, which again shows you that something is not okay, right? Arthritis is usually a disease that's associated with older people. But you're getting young people in their 20s with rheumatoid arthritis. Scary. But once you heal their gut and adjust their diet, it goes. Now, the problem with rheumatoid arthritis is it causes permanent joint damage. Can't do anything about that. However, you can stop it so that you don't have any more of these arthritic attacks. Yeah. So lots to explore, guys, but I hope that I have shown you how your brain and your belly are literally almost one and the same thing, but in different parts of your body, as above, so below. I hope I have made clear the connection and what happens when that connection is disrupted, and also the disease that can then be caused as a result of that disruption, from mental illness, foggy brain, to autoimmune conditions. Now, remember, autoimmune conditions can happen and attack anyway. You can have an autoimmune response to certain kidney cells. You can have it to your reproductive system. You can have it to your liver. So it is really important to take care of that gut first and foremost. We will deal with these all other organ systems as we move on and see how we can optimize. Yeah. There is another thing, and this is like people always laugh about this. So licorice root. Licorice root is literally the thing that we all call mlomomnandi. So please, you want to lomomnandi and convince somebody to do things your way, but you're also healing your gut while you're doing it. It's actually tasty. I like licorice root. I have the sticks. You can buy it in sticks. Mlomomnandi, if you want to go and buy it at the chemist. Like, again, I suggest that you guys don't just go off on your own if it's something you've never done. But yeah, get yourself licorice root. Chew on it every now and then. It really helps with keeping your bacteria in your gut healthy. Uh, yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. I hope this has been helpful. Please. Bananas make you constipated. Hi, bo, how? They're very high in fiber. They don't look it, but then if you notice the consistency of a ripe banana when you chew it in your mouth, and okra, yes, but that is soluble fiber. So I don't know what else could be going on. If it's just bananas that make you constipated, hey, we're all uniquely different. It may be that, the norm is this way, and then you always have outliers. You're an outlier, you are an extremist, you are a rebel. Your system is rebelling. So while everybody else is fine with banana fiber, you somehow go the opposite. Ayasazi. But yeah, so stay away from them if they're not helping you, or they're actually causing or exacerbating a condition that you have. Ne? I hope you guys have understood. I really hope you have. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will respond to questions here because there are not that many of you yet. Is that other place where sometimes I come and I see oh, I see the people who have asked questions, and I literally go back into my bed and cover up. So bear with me. I always try to respond to questions. And you guys are giving me ideas. There's somebody who asked about brain fog. I will do a specific live on brain fog, but this here covers that too. So if your gut ain't healthy, brain fog. Your gut ain't healthy, chronic fatigue. Your gut ain't healthy, can't think straight. Answer to that, coconut oil. And I said I'll talk about coconut oil because I really do not want to be here forever. But there is a property and there are qualities to coconut oil that make it somewhat unique. And when I share this with you, you guys will love it. All right, my loves, please share away. Share this, share this. We're trying to get Bagwantu right. So please share far and away to whoever. Share it in Messenger. Share it, share it, share it. All right, I love you guys so much. And you might see me no, tomorrow's a busy day. We've got stuff going on. Thursday, I'll definitely be back because we have a lot. So Thursday, I'll be back. I will do gut health part 2, and we can keep going. In the meantime, I will put up some food lists for you so you guys can, and maybe some information, as well on this, so that you've got a resource and you know that this is your home. If you want to come and look for health information, you guys will know where to find it. Okay, so was in. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Love you guys.